Hi guys. So right now you're vicariously balanced on the top of my car. It works, it works. So today I don't have any crochet for you. I am working on the horse, but last night I was so cold that I wrapped up in my blanket and I couldn't even get out of my blanket. Normally I don't have a blanket and normally I'm not that cold, but I could just not get warm, and then I fell asleep in my chair. Even watching the Packers game, I fell asleep and I woke up about the second half. They didn't win, but they gave it a shot, and that's all you can do. As long as you're not getting trampled, which they didn't. The Lions won by a field goal. There were some errors, penalties. The Packers need to get their poop in a group and stop getting so many penalties, is what I'm. And even the coach, and yeah, it's something they need to work on. But the refs missed some penalties that should have been on the Lions. And if you watch the game, you know what I mean. Like, Love got hit pretty bad, and they didn't call it. And they were right there. I don't know how they didn't call it. But besides that, so I went to bed fairly early, for me anyway. Just woke up, took the kids to school, came home and worked on the unicorn. I found this really cute sea turtle pattern with the Christmas, like the Santa body built in as the shell and the Christmas hat. So I might use that, or I might just wing it. I usually just wing it. So tonight I have plans to work on the unicorn for sure. And I thought I would just ask you guys, what is your favorite Christmas memories? What is one year that you just remember out of all the other years? And then do you have a really sad Christmas memory that just, even thinking about it brings you to tears? And, you can put it down in the comments down below, and that'd be a good conversation topic to start with. One of my Christmas memories is when we would go to my grandparents, and they lived out on a farm. My grandpa didn't start his farm until after all of his kids had graduated, and so he was probably in his late 40s before he bought the farm. But we would go out to my grandpa's farm, and there was 8 of us grandchildren, and we were probably all 10 and under. But they would have a great big Christmas tree, and my grandfather would have the record player with the pastor singing Christmas songs on a record. We would listen to that, and he made it a rule, and I'm not sure if I was part of that rule or if I was the cause of that rule, but he wanted to hear Christmas songs sung by the grandchildren before we got to open our Christmas presents. And so that probably started me in my love of singing, my love of Christmas music. I absolutely will turn Christmas music on all the time if I had the option. Some of them are sad, and they do bring sad memories, but most of it is good. So my favorite Christmas song is Silent Night. And that has to do with, another memory of my grandparents. We would go to church, and we'd go to church on Christmas Eve, and it would be a nighttime church. Normally, we would go to the nighttime one. And we sat way up in the balcony. So our family always sat up on the second floor balcony looking down over it. And we always sat all the way back towards the back of the wall, probably because we were afraid of heights, or because my parents were afraid of heights. I don't know, but you definitely felt that you were up when you sat up in the balcony. But we would fight over who got to sit by Grandma and Grandpa. And then when my grandpa passed, who got to sit by Grandma, because Grandma always had Trident gum, always carried a little package of the little tiny gum, and she'd always give us a piece of gum. But when Christmas Eve service, they would light you would all get a candle when you walked in, and it would have one of those, you know, cardboard wraps around it so you didn't get wax on your fingers. And then as they started singing Silent Night, I'm at school, in case you didn't know. Then the ushers and everything would start to go around and light up all the candles. And you would light your neighbor's candle and so on and so forth. And so then by the end of the song, the whole church was lit up with candlelight. It was so pretty, and I just love that song. And then, you know, at the end you put it out and church is over. But tell me down below your favorite Christmas stories, and during Vlogmas I will try to give you a few of mine. One of my, I don't know if it's sad or not sad. I consider it more a blessing, but it was sad at the time, and it was very, very stressful. But back in my early years, when I married my first husband and we got divorced, my daughter and I were in a women's shelter, or we had just gotten out of the women's shelter, and we were I was still going to like weekly meetings, you know, for support, for counseling and things. And we were signed up for a Christmas, I don't know if they were presents or just a Christmas wish list at the time. But on my wish list at the time, because I was working full time, I was young, I was, you know, obviously divorced and didn't have much money, I had put on there that I wanted Head and Shoulders as a Christmas present, because I didn't buy, you know, shampoo, fancy shampoo. It would have been considered fancy back then for me. And my hair was so bad, like the dandruff, I suppose from the stress and everything else. I had dandruff everywhere, and I still have that today, but it was something that I wrote down, and I think I can't remember what else. I wrote down some stuff for my oldest daughter, and it was such a we went to go pick up our package. I literally cried and was just overwhelmed with the package that we got. We got a little teddy bear that somebody had dressed up in a very pretty dress. It was silky, and it was there was a note attached that said that their granddaughter had wanted to give this to somebody who would really appreciate it. And there was some other sentiment in that note, but that made me cry. And then there was Head and Shoulders in there, and some other like Bath and Body soaps, and I think we got some food. But it was very touching. So it's things like that you just get, you know, you just feel blessed. And to me, like, now it's like silly that that's what I asked for, but that's what I asked for. So sometimes you just got to get what you need and not what you want, and that's okay too. But next year, here's a crochet thing for you. If you're still watching, and you might not be, because that was kind of a crazy story. But next year I was thinking that I would make some plush, you know, besides the Garfield make-along, that I would make some plush or some little toys, maybe even some bookmarks or things that people can use, like, you know, soap savers and washcloths and things, and try to organize with the school and do like a food drive or something for the food pantry, or even give the food back to the kids at Garfield. But what I was thinking is, like, kids could sign up, especially, you know, the teachers know who doesn't have money and who does, or that needs that little extra help. But like, to offer up these plushes and things, for, like, you know, like, you bring in a canned food or something, or bring in something, you know, so they're not feeling like, you know, they got it for free, but they got it as, you know, they were helping out somebody else. you know, by donating a can of food, but then they could get something like for their brother or sister or maybe mom or dad. You know, like we used to do, would you'd go in with a quarter and you'd come out with a coffee cup for your parents. That was something I was thinking about for next year, but I would need help, obviously. I don't know that I could crochet that many that many plushies. I think the school has 300 or 400 kids, so it would definitely be a lot. But and the other thing I'm going to try to work on is getting an eagle made for every student as a part of the Garfield make-along. So if you guys see eagles from me, there's probably going to be a lot of eagles. So if you want to help, or if you want to start and help contribute to that, I think I'm going to make a lot of, like, they have this little chubby eagle pattern. I know that String-a-Ding-Ding has one, and there's a few others that have like a chubby eagle pattern. There's even some eagles sitting on a swing. If you guys have seen the swing patterns with the little animals on the swing, that might be a good idea too. But anyway, just some ideas that I'm passing around in my head, and I probably didn't say it all correctly, but that's something that I was thinking of. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. We will see you tomorrow, and I'll definitely have some crochet for you. Bye, guys.